had a long year of figures. A lot of figures came out this year. And this is actually the year I started making reviews, so which is kind of cool. And this is my first, well, technically second, top 10 figures video I've ever made. So that's actually kind of cool. Um, as last time, the rules are I've had to have purchased the figure in 2020, meaning that it could be an old figure from G1, or it could be a modern figure from Studio Series or King, or had to have come out this year. And my opinions only, and pre-orders do not count. It has to be a figure that I have in my hands or in my plastic bag currently. So anyway, let's go on with the list. Let's go on to my honorable mentions of the best figures of 2020. And for honorable mentions, I have Exhaust. While yes, Wheeljack did disappoint me, Exhaust does have a better paint job and a fun transformation. A lot of people for some reason don't like the Wheeljack mode, but I personally like it. Vertebrake. Vertebrake is a great addition to the Kingdom line and really got me into the whole idea of the core class. It made me. I still miss the Micromasters, but he is, or she, I mean, she is very good, and I'm glad that I got her decently early. Can't wait to get Rat Trap. I hear Rat Trap is really good. But now we got Sound Barrier. Sound Barrier is fun, and I really want the yellow version. I want the piss board. Slitherfang, very good figure. Honestly, I think it might be the best of the road modulator shield transformers. Kind of wish Fangtron was a little bit better painted, but not really worth putting him on the worst list. And Earthrise Scorponok. I mean, what is there to say about this figure? He's very good. He's very big. I feel like he is better than Omega Supreme in a couple ways, but I will go over that in a future review. So let's go on to number 10. And for number 10, here is Earthrise Target Exclusive Runabout. So this figure has a story that I will tell in my review of my journey to get him, and I will say that journey was well worth it. I mean, this figure is on the list mainly because I do like the mold. And the fact that Runamuck was so flawed with his paint job, and this figure does it so much better, and he comes with two guns, which is always a plus. But like this figure is so good. I mean, this mold is so good. I really wish Run Amok had a better paint job, because then these two would also be on, would both be here together. But Run Amok, I mean Runabout, is the clear winner of the mold. So let's go on to number 9. And for number 9, I have the Jet Vehicon. Now, I could say that this figure was more on the bad side because you have to buy a breakdown with it, but breakdown is decent too. So I'm putting just the Jet Vehicon mainly because that was the reason I bought the set. I've always wanted the Jet Vehicon. I did not know he was that rare beforehand. I always thought I could find him easily eventually, but I just never really got to researching it. But to finally get a Jet Vehicon and to add him to my Vehicon army, I do want to get another Vehicon, similar thing to like my Alicon. I do like this Vehicon figure. I do think he's really good. The card jet mode is cool. I wish he came with a gun. If he came with a gun, then he might have been higher on the list. I don't really care for that minicon thing, but yeah, that's about it. Now let's go to number 8. And for number 8, I have a double Topspin and Twin Twist of the Titans Return line. Now I have the G1 ones, and they're bad. They're really bad. I can understand why they were shelf warmers, and I got them broken, so that kind of sucks. Anyway, these Titans Return figures are really good. Topspin, I got him first. I really liked him, and I always wanted the Twin Twist because I wanted a full team of G1 styled wreckers, and Twin Twist was super hard to get. Actually got him in box, and it honestly hurt to open the box, but luckily I got the box super damaged, and that's why I got him for such a good deal. But I will go over why these figures are good in their own separate reviews, but I will say these figures are really good. Not a fan of the accessories, the weapons, but that was for the gimmick of the line. But let's go on to number 7. And for number 7, I have the Earthrise Fast Track. As you know, I love the modulators, and this guy is a modulator or combat system or whatever you want to call it. This guy's weaponized since it's more about the siege. He's kind of similar to the siege ones. Anyway, I do like this figure. I really think he's cool. I can't wait to get Black Rochi eventually. I enjoy the transformation. I just enjoy this figure. I really wish people liked him a lot more, but I don't know. I can't repress my love for this figure. He's so good. I love him so much. So let's go on to number 6. And for number 6, I have the Generation Selects Rotor Storm. Now I like the Spinosaur mold a lot, and I got him last year, I think. I don't know. I love that mold a lot, and I am glad I could put this figure on here because I think I prefer the colors a little bit more. Like I love the neon pink, I love the blue, so I definitely enjoy the transformation. This is just a very good figure, and he belongs on the top list. My only gripes with this figure, and which this figure will eventually be reviewed, hopefully very soon. I don't like the paint on the shoulders. That's a very similar issue to Earthrise Cliff Jumper, but that's about it. So let's go on to number 5. And for number 5, I have the Commander Class Skylinks. And this figure is awesome. I mean, you get a great looking Skylinks, get a great looking Lynx and Bird mode, you get a great Space Shuttle mode, and you get an even decent base mode. I mean, what else can you ask for this figure? Again, will be reviewed in the future, but I will say very good and makes me excited for future Commander Class figures. And I'm really hoping that they do more Commander class figures. From what I hear from rumors, they will be. But that's about it. Let's go on to number 4. And for number 4, I have both Ironworks and Airwave, since I couldn't really decide which was better. I reviewed Ironworks, and I will say all my points still stand about him, and even getting Grease Pit. I love both of them. Airwave is a newer figure, which does have his flaws, but I still really like him. I really wish he came with a Micromaster, and it's enough said. Hot House is also a good mold, but like I mentioned in uh my worst list, he could have been better with some of his paint. But both of these figures are really good, turn into awesome looking bases, decent looking armor, and that's about it. I also love the combat system, modulator system, or fossilizer system that will be coming next year. But yeah, that's about it for these two. Let's go on to number 3. And for number 3, I have the Studio Series Blitzwing, a late review of my channel, actually my last review of my channel, and this figure is very good. I really like him. He definitely has a lot of great qualities, looks like the movie Blitzwing. Can't wait to get some repaints of him. Starscream is probably the least repaint I'm excited for, but I'm excited to see the future for this Blitzwing mold. I really like Blitzwing. Loved him in the movie. You know, I reviewed this figure, talked about what I loved about him a lot. So yeah. Um, that's about it for Blitzwing. Let's go on to number 2. Now, what kind of top 10 list would be here without Earthrise Optimus Prime? This figure is great. Enough said. He has a great transformation. His extra accessory of a trailer, which is usually like a big flaw with Optimus Primes, you know, is actually fun to play with. I wish the trailer came with a better, didn't have to use the modulator system, but what you can't always get a perfect figure. And while this figure does have a little bit of problems, I do want to get that Netflix Optimus Prime because I do like that figure and I will review it mainly for the piss board. But yeah, that's about it for Earthrise Optimus Prime. Now, time for my best figure of the year. And my best figure of the year is Energon Igniter's Blitzwing. What else is there to say?
While 2020 hasn't been a good year for the world, I feel it had a pretty decent year of figures. Hopefully, with everything in Kingdom being announced, 2021 is looking to be a very interesting year for the Transformers toy line, and I hope it all proceeds to be good. I've even pre-ordered some third-party stuff that I'm excited to go through next year. And with that, I'll see you tomorrow for my first video of 2021. Bye-bye, guys.